Hey there, booktube. Welcome back again. We'll finish up this shelf right here. So, I know I'm kind of cramped here, but no worries. I'm just gonna bust through the shelf. When it comes down to it, these shelves are a little bit of a hodgepodge, but not much. So we have some Taoist writings here. They should actually be on the shelf below, but Wandering on the Way, early Taoist tales and parables of Sang Zhu, attributed to, writing the I Ching. Vitality, Energy, and Spirit, a Taoist source book, translated and edited by Thomas Cleary. Thomas Cleary is a translator and scholar of Buddhism and Taoism. So back here I have a few things hiding. Hindu, pretty much. So we have Eknath Aswaran, Dialogue with Death. This is the spiritual psychology of the Upanishad. This is a great work, and so I recommend that. This is a really cool entry into a Taoist, kind of Indian psychology, ancient Indian psychology, and as Varn did amazing translations and commentaries on the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and also the Dhammapada. The Dhammapada is my favorite, but he's prolific. He's really good. So Beyond Words, Swami Satchidananda. Let's get those out of the way. Alright, so I have Essentials of the Islamic Faith. I have The Soul of Rumi. Now this is a wonderful poetry collection. If you never came in contact with Rumi, he's a Sufi poet, Sufism, and I can't recommend him enough. What a beautiful use of language. Kalil Gibran, The Prophet. You should be familiar. It's amazing, an amazing work. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The Book of Good Love. The Essential Mystics. Now this is snippets and different, poetry. Most of it's in verse, of all different religions, but mystic writers in all different religions. Taoism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Ancient Greece, Islam, and Christianity. I got the Bhagavad Gita as translated and with commentary by Paramahansa Yogananda. This is awesome. This gives you the most insight into the Bhagavad Gita that I've ever come in contact with. The battlefield. The battlefield, guys, is our souls. The Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita, again, Paramahansa Yogananda, just a companion for that set. Whispers from Eternity, Paramahansa Yogananda. I love Yogananda. Metaphysical Meditations, and then of course Autobiography of a Yogi. Can't do without that one. It's an amazing one. The Science of Religion, just a little hardback. Right there. These are all Paramahansa Yogananda. Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is the most popular version of Bhagavad Gita. I don't recommend it. I just have it just because this was my first experience with the Bhagavad Gita, and I got notes and stuff in here. Just things that struck me and I want to keep. I love revisiting stuff like that. I have a translation of the Quran by Meadows Rodwell and the Oxford World Classics by Halim, Abdel Halim, the Quran. I have another hard copy of the Bhagavad Gita down there at the bottom. Alright, so here on the bottom shelf, I'm just going to go through it. If you're interested in seeing or talking, just comment. I'll do a little more about all this stuff. Anything on my bookshelves, guys, I'm free to go into in author or in subject matter. So just leave me a drop me a line. What you're interested in, and I'll do it. We'll just kind of explore it all. So I have the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is the definitive Egyptian Book of the Dead. Wallace Budge did the introduction and a commentary along with it. You need a commentary, unless you're just going to use Finnegan's Wake, you know. Book on Tutankhamun, the Egyptian Book of Living and Dying. Another Egyptian wisdom teachings, you know, from their way. This is Hymn of Asia. This is a great find. I found this. I got this for like $5. This is L. Ron Hubbard's Hymns in Asia. It is very cool. Got some cool pictures, landscapes, but also the words are very cool, and it's a nice little verse. I have L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard's Scientology, The Fundamentals of Thought, L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics, The Original Thesis. I have Clear Body, Clear Mind, L. Ron Hubbard's Self-Analysis. This is his work on how to audit yourself and self-analyze. I have a copy of the Osho Transformation Tarot. This is a very cool little deck. It's all about, you know, working with your mind states and getting where you want to be, guys. A book on Taoist yoga. I have a couple of copies of the I Ching Book of Changes here. I have a couple copies of The Art of War by different authors, and I actually have an illustrated, like a visualized Art of War. This is pretty cool to just kind of take these principles and have a visual to them and use that as a jumping off place to explore. Very cool. And then I got a couple of Taoist texts here. I have illustrated I Chings. I have Opening of the Dragon Gate by Thomas Cleary as well. It's a Taoist text that he had translated. The Tao of Chaos by Catalina Walter. This is more of a exploration of chaos theory, scientific chaos theory, but in a Taoist philosophical framework. It's very interesting. I'm not going to pull, I got the Wisdom of Confucius and other things like that down there. I'm just not, Wisdom of Confucius and the Analects. Just not going to pull them up because I have those all stacked straight up like that. So I just wanted to share what I got, and I hope you guys enjoyed the bookshelf. And so one more bookshelf to go. So let me see if we can go ahead and switch it up here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get to that one, and then I can do one more and probably finish up this shelf. So what I have on the top of this shelf is a box of comic books. I used to collect comics when I was a lot younger, you know, middle school or so. So I have a collection of those. You know, we can get through that if somebody, you know, if you're interested in seeing my comics, just like the old, you know, actual Spider-Man, Superman. I have a lot of Spider-Man and Superman, but Spider-Man was my jam. I'll definitely go through those. I have a lot of old, interesting stuff in there, but you know, nostalgia. I don't look at them. I wouldn't get them out. I got the Literature of England, Volume 2. This is more of a textbook style, but I got it for reference. Got a lot of great English literature authors in there. Perrine's Literature, Structure, Sound, and Sense. Edgar Allan Poe, Complete Tales and Poems. It's a Barnes & Noble edition. Very cool. A hardcover of Don Quixote. Kurt Vonnegut's Bagamboo snuff box. Kurt Vonnegut Jailbird. Pretty cool. First edition. Hardcover. See Kurt Vonnegut on the phone. If you know anybody pre 90s doesn't know what the chord and what he's talking into there, but that's a telephone. Slaughterhouse 5, Kurt Vonnegut, one of my favorites of all time. Love Slaughterhouse 5. What an amazing work. Galapagos, a novel. That's just a landmark work by him. Dante, I have a copy of the Inferno, Barnes & Noble copy there. I have the Divine Comedy Reinhardt edition, New Prose Translation by H.R. Hughes. And then I have my favorite translation of Dante is John Carty. This is a verse translation with a great amount of notes on each little section so that you can understand what's going on with it. I love John Carty's translation. That might be my favorite of all time. I have another copy of The Pilgrim's Progress here. Y'all saw the other. This is the Easton Press. And then this one also has William Blake's watercolors in it. So I couldn't help myself. So Pilgrim's Progress. Y'all saw that I have the Heritage Press with the slipcase out on my William Blake shelf. This one here sits back with my classics. I have The Holy War by John Bunyan. I have a couple other paperback copies of the Pilgrim's Progress there. One is the Dover Thrift Edition. Just an easy reading copy, but I got it because I love how they put these little things on the sidebar that tells you exactly what's going on and gives you names and ideas of the people, who they are and what the interaction is as you go through it. It's a little bit, it's a little bit dated. You know what I mean? Pilgrim's Progress. So Solomon Rushdie, the Satanic Verses, the Golden House, and Heron and the Sea of Stories. So I have some more Kalil Gibran there. I have Spirits Rebellious, The Dramas of Life, Sand and Foam, Voice of the Master, and that'll do it for the Kalil Gibran. I love Kalil Gibran. What beautiful language, but also really deep philosophy. C.S. Lewis, The Great Divorce, Mere Christianity, and the Screwtape Letters. Awesome, and this has actually Screwtape Proposes His Host also in it. And then, Mere Christianity. All good. This is The Enlightened Heart. This is a collection of sacred poetry. Spiritual poetry. Coming from everybody from like William Butler Yeats, D.H. Lawrence, all the way to, Paul Bunyan, Francis of Assisi, all the way to like the Upanishads, Book of Psalms, Lao Tzu, the Bhagavad Gita, all that kind of stuff. So I like that little collection to just touch on a lot of stuff. So we're gonna end there. I think that I can do the next 3 shelves in one video, and then you will actually have seen all of my books. So I hope you got a good idea of what's on these shelves. Like I said, they're a little more dense. I'm not looking to pull them all off, but all you have to do is leave a comment, say, hey, yeah, I did want to see the Taoist stuff. I love Taoism, or I'm interested in Taoism. Would you show and rap about it a bit, and I'll pull them out. I'll just make a video just on that, on whatever you guys are interested in. So thank you for joining me, guys. Happy reading.